So now I'm going to show you how to do a traffic simulation in 3ds Max using TyFlow. So I'm going to be working with a basic city model that I previously made. So the first thing you want to do is go over to the Create panel and under Standard Primitives, select TyFlow to create that here. Okay, so now I want to create a Ty icon. So that's in Helpers and under TyFlow, select Ty icon. So this is where my particles are going to come out of to create the traffic simulation. So you'll see that there's an arrow pointing downwards. We want this arrow to be pointing in the direction of the street because that's the direction in which the particles are going to flow. So I'm just going to rotate this. You can do that by pressing E on your keyboard. And I'm going to rotate it by -90 degrees. Okay, and that's fine. I'll also just move it more in the center. Okay. Okay, so you also have to create a spline which the particles will follow for the traffic simulation. So to do that, you want to go back to the Create panel and under Shapes and Splines, I'm going to create a line and I'll create the line in the direction that I want my traffic to flow. So I want it to go in this direction. Okay, and right click to get off that. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can give birth to some particles. So I'm going to select TyFlow and go into the Modify panel now and open the editor. Okay, so I'm just going to move this to the side so that you can see the main viewport as well as the editor. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is give birth to some particles. So do that by simply dragging and dropping birth into this viewport. And I want to give birth to particles between the beginning and the 100th frame. And here you'll see total 200. I don't want to create 200 particles, so I'm going to create them per frame. And per frame, let's say 0.1, because I want one particle to be created every 10 frames. Okay. So now what we want to do is position them using the position icon. So I want to drag and drop the position icon operator underneath birth, and you'll see the green line appear between birth and display. Okay, so now I want to pick where I want my particles to be positioned. So I'm going to pick the Ty icon, and you'll see Ty icon appear in this box in the top right. Okay, so now I want to give them some speed. So I'm going to, again, drag and drop speed underneath the position icon this time. And you'll see random 3D appear, but I want the direction to be along the icon arrow, so it follows the road. Okay, so also don't forget to pick the Ty icon again. Okay, so now as I move my frame, you should be able to see some particles flowing in the direction of the arrow. They're very small at the moment. Okay, but now I want to give them some shape. So I'm going to drag and drop shape underneath the speed. And now you can choose whether you want to create 2D or 3D shapes. I'm just going to simply create some spheres. Sphere low res. Okay, and I'm going to increase the scale to 200. And in order to see these, you want to make sure that under Display, Geometry is selected. Okay, so now you should see spheres moving along the Ty icon as you move your frames up and down. Okay, so now that we've done this, we want the spheres to follow the line to simulate some kind of traffic moving in a city. So what we're going to do is use the pathfollow operator. So this is a bit to the left, pathfollow, and we're just going to create a new node. So now we want to pick the line that we want the particles to follow. So I'm going to pick this line that I created, and you'll see line 018 appear in the top right-hand corner. Okay, so now we want to send out. So I'm going to drag and drop the send out operator underneath shape, and now what we want to do is link the nodes. So I'm going to just drag here, and I'm going to drop it on the other node. Okay, so now we can see if this is simulating traffic. Yep, and you'll see that they're kind of moving about all over the place. But the reason is that they're moving slightly too fast. So we want to, if we add a slow operator, then that should fix the problem. So I'm going to add a slow above pathfollow. So I'll just find slow. Yeah. Okay, and drag and drop that and above pathfollow. Okay, so let's see how. Yeah, so it's still moving about all over the place. Okay, we're now going to try to increase the velocity. So I'm going to try increasing it to 95. So when you do that, that should fix the problem. Okay, so now you'll see that the particles are moving along the line. Okay, so now we're just going to toggle the layer explorer, and we're going to hide the line. So we'll hide this line, and we're going to now play the animation to see the particles moving. Just allow that to load.